I always told myself I was going to wear like a suit to comedy one time. I don't dress up ever. I don't dress up. Like, 'cause the one thing about a suit is because some people can wear suits, alright? Some people look good in suits, some people look presentable. This is not the head that goes in a suited body, right? This is not the head on the suited body. It's not the way it works. Like, if I were wearing a suit right now, and you were like looking at my feet and like slowly panning up my body, you would be totally on board until you got to right here. At this point, this is where things would get weird. Any traditional views of success that you would see on a suited body would end right here. Your ideas would change completely. Like if your eyes were going at my bed, you'd be thinking something like, oh, that guy must be on his way to an interview at the junkyard. Man, that guy buys really nice clothing from the thrift store. That guy probably gets so much ass in prison. He looks like the President of the United States. You know, the one that got shot in the back of the head. It's a Lincoln joke. My parents visited a couple days ago, which was cool. My mom brought a strange gift. She filmed my birth in 1985, and she recently had it converted from VHS to a DVD, and she thought it would be a nice thing to give me. When I was a teenager, I told her I wasn't going to watch that, and apparently that didn't sink into her head. She's like, here is the video of the birth, I have it on DVD now. I'm like, what makes you think I want to watch me coming out of your muff? This is fun. I don't want to watch that ever. But I kept it anyways. I kept it. I just like sitting on a shelf at the apartment, and it's just like, all right. But here's the weird thing: our DVD player has a reverse option where you can watch things backwards. Which was like, I didn't think of anything of it at first, but I was like hanging out with my friend, and he just looked at me. He's like, "Hey, what if we watched it backwards? How funny would that be?" And I was like, "Yeah, maybe." It might be funny. It was like, so we did, and it was like, it's strange to think that was hilarious and disgusting. It's not something you say very often, but it was amazing. It was the funniest thing I've ever watched. It just starts with my mom. This is like after, because the video ends with her like holding me after it's been delivered or whatever. It starts with her like reverse rocking me. It's in reverse. And then like she hands it off to the nurse, and they just start rubbing me down in like amniotic fluid and blood. And then, like, magical scissors connect the umbilical cord back. And then I just start, like, pulling back into the vag like some kind of pussy winch. And then they just kind of shove me up in there, slowly, crying in reverse. Weird. And then it's like, my mom kind of shuffles around for a minute, and her legs just close, and she just gets up and walks away. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life. It's the best thing ever. Oh my god. That was amazing. I'll never forget that. You guys can come over and smoke weed and watch it with me. You're gonna see my mom's mouth on DVD. Oh god. Thanksgiving's coming up. Yeah, what? I'm not thankful for anything. I'm thankful for Google. That's what I'm thankful for. Because I came to the realization the other day, I'm like, thanks to Google, we don't have to look stupid anymore, which is nice. Because before Google, now if you have a question, you can just Google it. You don't have to ask somebody and risk looking stupid. Before Google, if you wanted to know who like the dad from Dirty Dancing was or something like that, you either had to find the movie or ask someone, and you have to be like, you know who that was? It's fucking Jerry Orbach, fucking idiot. And like, oh, you feel bad. You don't have to do that now because of Google. And I wish I had that when I was a kid, because I had an experience. When I was a kid, like most people, I had a racist grandpa. My grandpa served in World War II for this country, and he hated Jewish people. It was weird. But he hated Jewish people because, according to him, quote, if the Jews hadn't been such pussies, I wouldn't have to go over there and pop skulls for them. It's like one of those subtle things that the previous generation likes to say a lot. It was weird. He was really racist, he was. And every time he mentioned Jewish people, I remember when I was a kid, he used the term Hasidic Jew. It's a certain type of Jewish person, but everyone was a Hasidic Jew to my grandpa for some reason. He's like, look at Hasidic Jew. He said that. But I thought he was saying acidic Jew when I was a kid, as an acid. like a corrosive substance. Now looking back at it, I really wish I would have asked him what an acidic Jew was so he could like correct me. But talking to my grandpa was generally frowned upon. He didn't do it. I'm still scared of my grandpa. I'm 30 and he's dead. It doesn't make sense to be scared of a dead person, but if you met my grandpa, you'd be like, that's the kind of man who can dig himself out of the grave. I don't even think he's dead in my mind. Like, in my mind, he's just laying alive 6 feet under in his coffin, bitching about how the Jews somehow ruined Matlock. So, regardless, anyway, I digress. He said, I thought he was saying acidic Jew, and I think it was like 11 or something, and in my mind, I was like, okay, I kind of came up with my own definition of what an acidic Jew would be. I'm like, I know what acid is, and I know what a Jew is, so maybe an acidic Jew is like a Jewish person who's so Jewish that his Jewish ways like eat through your religious beliefs and turn you Jewish. That was the definition I had for like 11 years of my life. After the series, I just found out that this is wrong. I'm not even kidding. I grew up in southwest Nebraska, a little rural town, a place where Judaism is not, like, knowing that isn't important. Nobody ever corrected me on it. Because I said it so quick, he's like, oh, look at that acidic Jew. Like, you can't quite tell if it's an H or just an acidic. It took me moving to Lincoln before somebody finally corrected me on it. Like a year and a half ago, I was hanging out with a friend. And he saw a very Jewish man in the supermarket or something. He's like, look at that Hasidic Jew. And I was like, yeah, like sulfuric acidic. And finally, after like a half of a lifetime of being an idiot, my friend looked at me and he's like, the fuck did you say? I was like, an acidic Jew? It's like, what? I'm like, you know, like a Jewish person who's so Jewish that their Jewish ways eat through you and turn you Jewish? He's like, it's acidic, Jew, you fucking dunce. He's like, I like that though, it's a good term. I still use acidic Jew. He's amazing.